Good evening. This is David Lynn, also known as the Prepper Principal, and this is Coffee Talk number 335 live stream, 7 p.m. or just about 7 p.m. And I'm going to try to do 30 minutes this evening. I'm tired. It's been a day. Uh, First thing when I got to school this morning, kids had issues and had to deal with one that got in a fight. It's been one of those kind of days. So anyway, um, I appreciate those of you who come in, and I will tell you that if you look at the news, there's a lot of depressing things in the news right now. They're having a recall on onions. People have been getting food poisoning. Last I heard, 49 reported cases of food poisoning. Chances are it was McDonald's. They purchase their frozen or their onions and such. I think they think it was onions. One person has died. There's some people who are very sick, and they're doing a major recall. McDonald's. Watch the quarter pounders, I guess. I don't know. But that was in the news. I hear that already something like over 25% of the people who will vote have voted. Massive voters. Early voting is massive. Massive early voting. I still need to do Uncle Al's box. Haven't got his box. I've got to shoot it, the video of his box, so I can upload it as a video, and I need to get it out to him. He requested components, so I'm sending him a bunch of components, MRE components. Don't send me any sauce. Don't send me any coffee. Don't send me can openers. I got all that type of stuff. He said, send me components. So I'm going to send him some components. Well, it was Monday. I'm already wishing it was Friday. And yeah. Had the same thing happen last week. Monday evening, I was saying, when's it going to be Friday afternoon? And the week passed fairly fast. At the end of this week, at the end of next week, 1/3 of the school year's gone. 1/3 of the school year will be gone at the end of this next week. Times are passing in a hurry. In 3 weeks, it'll be the Thanksgiving break. We'll have 9 days off. And I've got a little over 2 months, and it'll be Christmas, and we'll have 16 days off for Christmas. So the school year's passing by fast. I have 4 students. One of them was absent today. 2 of them had an altercation I had to deal with. One of those kids wound up going home. The parent came and picked the kid up. And then I had a kid who went home sick early. So of the 4 kids I have, 3 of them left, or either absent or left early. Hello, Dave. How's it going? You're the only one here. I'm all alone, except for you. For some reason, my iPad didn't have a charge on it. So I'm using my phone to do my live stream. And I've got my iPad plugged into a short cord charging. And I'm using it to watch comments. Well, I appreciate you being here. Good evening, Mr. Wynn, Vogs. Or good evening, sir. How are you doing, Mr. Wynn? Thank you for visiting my channel. Joseph Moore, Melinda Elliott, and the Black Widow channel. How are y'all doing? Six in the house. I was having a little bit of equipment problems. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate it. I was telling Dave, who was the first one in. It's one of those weeks. Started out one of those weeks. 45 minutes before school started, I was going to go open the door, let some of my kids come in. They come in early. And I'm looking down the hallway, and one smacks another one, a good hard one. So one kid's holding his chest, crying. And I took both of them to the office. Had to contact both parents. So one kid got in trouble. The other kid wound up going home. I was saying that, my 4 students, 3 of my 4 students were either absent or left. 2 of them left during the day and leave me with the one that was in trouble, that was in my version of in-school suspension. Yeah, last week, Monday afternoon, I was saying, when's it going to be Friday? And today, it's Monday afternoon, I'm saying, when's it going to be Friday? Hello, Utah Mike. I got your suggestion to do a video of how I use the power. So I'm going to be using this, which has a fuse, plugging it into the batteries so that it will power this, which is a 12-volt female. And that way I can power any sort of 12-volt appliance. It's mainly for my refrigerator freezer. 12-volt refrigerator freezer. Little Lone Prepper and Holly Ivan, how are y'all doing? Thank you for coming. I am live streaming on my phone right now. My pad didn't have any power, and I charge it on a shorter cord. So I'm using my pad to look at the comments, and I'm using my phone to stream my live stream. It's one of those days, it is what it is, I'm improvising. You know how that goes. They say improvise and adapt and overcome. I think that's one of those Marine things, adapt and overcome. I was never in the military. My father and my uncle both served during the war, the big war, WW2. So I said I would try to do 30 minutes this evening. I wanted to let everybody know I probably will not be live streaming tomorrow because I've got what's called a trunk or treat after school in the evening in my school parking lot, where students will come over in their costumes and they will get goodies from various stations that we have set up. And it's our way of reaching out to families and to the kids. So that should be enjoyable. I will be over there trying to help out. And it starts at 5 o'clock. And it'll run about an hour and a half. So I don't really think when I get home I will be in a situation where I will want to I don't think I'm going to get home so that I can be up to live streaming. But Utah Mike, thank you for that suggestion that I show how certain things will work, and I will certainly do so. I'll do another video of that. It'll be a short one. I need to go ahead and hook that 12-volt supply up, the female, so that I can plug in and use the power. Now I could hook up a pure sine wave inverter to it, and if I hook up a pure sine wave inverter to it, I can run 110 power. But if I do that, hello KP Heathen, if I do that, the inverter will burn a lot of power off the battery just being on. That's one of the things about 110 power. You bleed power just being able to use it. It's a negative about 110 power. You bleed a lot of power. Carter Lee 21. Welcome, Carter Lee 21. Welcome to my channel. Carter Lee 21 is not a content creator, but welcome to my channel. Thank you, Black Widow. I will be doing another video, and it will be how to hook up and how to use power. And I could hook up a couple of those. I could be running a couple of different things on it. The battery management system is rated for like 1,000 watts. So I could basically be drawing off of one battery 1,000 watts of power. Like I could have a microwave, 1,000-watt microwave hooked up to it, and I could be drawing 1,000 watts. And it would run that, or I could be hooked up to a 1,200 watt, and it would run it for an hour continuously. So when you start talking about a 100 amp hour, 12.8 volt lithium iron battery, a 100 amp battery will produce 1,280 watts for 1 hour, continuous. Now, when you're running 12 volt appliances, they all run on less than 100 watts. Hello, Uncle Al Die Bullfrog. 79. So I have a meeting off campus Wednesday afternoon. I have to go over to an elementary school and meet with the department. And I don't know if I'm going to live stream Wednesday. I probably will not be able to live stream tomorrow because of the trunk or treat at the school that will be running fairly late. So it may wind up being after today. It may be Thursday before I do my next live stream. I wanted to let you know. I'm still posting a couple of shorts every day, usually food related. Just, you want to know what I ate? Look at the shorts. And you know, you can get inverters. You can get real large inverters. Like it's good if you're going to run a 1,200 watt appliance. You know, if you're basically going to be running like a Keurig and, you know, toaster and microwave and stuff like that, like one at a time or whatever. If you're going to be running stuff like that, and you have a 2,000 watt inverter, and it's only going to be drawing about 1,200 watts or so, 1,000, 1,200 watts, it's good because it's not overly stressing the inverter. You're not using it to its maximum. You're not running it at its maximum. And that's good. You don't want to overtax stuff like that. That's how you wind up getting stuff shorting out, burning out, or shorter life, when you overly stress it. But, you know, just having an inverter on, not doing anything, just having it on like as a backup, using it as a backup in case something happens, the power goes out and it's got to kick into something. It's drawing power and it's bleeding power while it's on, just in idle. Not carrying a load, just in idle. It's burning a lot of power. You don't have that problem with 12 volt. So if you have what you're using as it's running is what you're using with 12 volt. So like if you have most people who have 12 volt, they're using it to charge radios, flashlights, little torches, um, your phone, your pad, your computer, small stuff. You're using it to charge small stuff. And the biggest thing you will probably be running would be like a 12 volt refrigerator freezer, compressor driven, Dan Moss compressor driven refrigerator freezer. That would probably be the biggest thing you would run that would use the power. And they cycle. It's like just like a regular refrigerator, 110 volt refrigerator. They cycle on and off. It's set for a certain temperature, and when it gets off that temperature, it'll kick in for a little while to run it to bring it back down to whatever temperature it's supposed to be at. Now, if you're basically using it as a refrigerator, where it doesn't have to worry about keeping it very, very cold, and your refrigerator is probably 35, 38 degrees. You got everything under 35, 38 degrees. You don't want it freezing in your refrigerator. The freezer you would, but not in the refrigerator. It's not using as much power, and it is cycling on and off. It might run for 15, 20 minutes, and then it'll be off for 30 minutes. Then it comes back on. It depends on, are you opening it? Do you have the door open? Do you let the cold air out? Also, what sort of environment is it in? Is it out in the garage? If it's out in the garage and it's 90 degrees out there in the garage, then it's going to cycle more than if you got it inside and it's 70 degrees inside, because it's you're climate controlled. It's going to cycle on more. So you think about stuff like that. But with a compressor driven 12 volt, like my Bouge RV, and I've shown it, I've done a video on it. You can look at some of look at some of my shorter videos, and I did a video of it. And I have a couple of those. Running that, when it's on, it's probably drawing about 50 watts of power. So if it ran continuously for 1 hour, it will have used 50 watt hours of power. The two batteries that I have changed right now will give me over 2,500 watts, 2,500 watts of continuous power. That would be for an hour. So if I am running it and it's 50 watt, and if it's using 50 watts an hour, then I would say, well, in a 24-hour period, it would basically use 1,200 watts. If I got 2,500 watts, you can drain all the way. If all you're doing is just running that fridge, and you're not recharging, you don't have any solar coming in, it's not recharging, it'll run it for over 2 days. But more likely, because it is cycling, it would probably run it for about 4 days without any recharge of the batteries. So I am planning on putting some more batteries. We've got Black Friday coming up. I'll probably buy another battery this coming Black Friday. It'll be under $200. When all told, when I get the 4 batteries, and it'll have over 5,000 watt hours of power, or what you call 5 kilowatts of power. 1,000 watt hours is 1,000 watts for an hour is a kilowatt. Like 1,000 watt hours. And I will have less than $800 in those batteries. if you buy a Bouge RV or a Blue Eddy or a Flow, you get a 100 amp hour charging system that's got an inverter, it's got plugs for 110, it's got your USB, your 12 volt, your USB-C, it's got all that stuff. It's got an MPP charge controller in it. You're going to pay probably what I would pay for the 4 batteries that give me 5,000 watt hours. Each of those batteries has a built-in battery management system. I basically got them all I'll have them all chained together. They'll be plugged into the solar for charging. I'll have where I can hook up 12 volt appliances to it. I could put an inverter, I could hook up an inverter to it if I wanted to run certain things, but I don't need a microwave to heat water or to, you know, to heat stuff. I can basically use either a 12 volt pot or a cook pot or a kettle that runs a lot less power. I can use my stove. I can use my camp stove that's running on camp heat or running on sterno, and I can use that to heat water. So I would basically be planning on dedicating the 12 volt, like in a long-term situation, I would be dedicating that to basically be running my 12 volt refrigerator, where I keep my drinks cold, my water cold, my milk cold, my sodas cold, butter, cheese, you know, whatever I put in there to keep cold. And that way I've got cold. 12 volt heated blankets, yeah, I guess they have such things. Where I'm at, I really don't have to, I mean, if you're up further north, maybe you want heated blankets, but I'm not in that situation. We get 2 or 3 overnight freezes every year. It gets cold. You know, cold to us is like it's in the 40s and 50s. That's cold. It'll get down below freezing overnight several times. And we'll normally get one really, really deep freeze that's like in the 20s for 2 or 3 days straight. And that's it. That's our winter. So I'm not worried about heated, I'm not worried about heated blankets or anything like that. But you could look into it. Hello, Bud Files. Please leave a like to support the channel. It will be greatly appreciated. Ten in the house. I don't care for the way that works. Dag nabbit, stop doing that. Well, so tomorrow I've got trunk or treat, so I don't think I'll be live streaming. Wednesday I've got my weekly staff meeting, but actually I've got to go over to another campus across town for a special ed meeting. Then there's a staff meeting after that, back on the campus. It's like, you know, just running around. I may or may not live stream Wednesday, maybe Thursday before I do the next live stream. Please check out my videos, leave a like and a supportive comment if you want to be in the running for a goodie box. I'll be doing my 1,800 subscriber giveaway I am 22 subscribers short. I anticipate getting there sometimes in the near future. And when I hit the 1800, I will be looking to see who has left me a supportive comment on each of the last 5 videos I will have released. I'll take that last video and I'll write down all the names, and then I'll go back 4 more, look and see who followed it up 4 times, so that I got all 5. Last time there were 13 people. 13 people. There have been occasions when I've had over 40. Last time it was 13. You know, I'm just saying. Just saying. Kerosene heater, yeah, that's good. You know, you can light a couple of cans of canned heat that burns for 6 hours. That'll keep your room above freezing. If you're in a smaller bedroom, you don't have to worry about, it's not putting out noxious fumes, it's not going to give you, not going to poison you or anything. You can do that. "65 degrees, that feels good to me." Hypothermia. I'm not making fun of you. Might be true, but I love 65 degrees. That's good. My blood pressure's usually up a little bit, so 65 degrees feels good. I'm walking around up there, 50 degrees in a short sleeve shirt, and it feels good, It is what it is. So I said I was going to try to do 30 minutes this evening. I've been here for about 30 minutes. First 4 or 5 I was alone with Dave. My friend Yoda from Georgia. I'm tired. I've got to get up early in the morning. Hello, Mimi's Place. So when I get up in the morning, I always thank God for the day. You never know when you don't know when it's your last day. You may not wake up. If you don't wake up, I'll tell you, you'll meet the Lord on Judgment Day, and you'll wake up then. I drink my coffee, I take my medication, I say the Lord's Prayer, I think about the day, contemplate what I need to do, get my act together. Then I go about my business trying to take care of what I need to take care of. Wife will give me away before she would give up her heated blanket. Yeah. My wife's about the same way on that one, I guess. But we don't use heated blankets. So I appreciate you guys coming in. Look at the videos. They're good. They're short. They provide information. Right now, they've got stuff on sale. If you want to get one of those batteries, they're about $180. Tax, title, license delivered with Prime, you're talking $190 or so, probably. Everybody have a blessed day, and we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully, for another edition of Coffee Talk. Bye-bye. Thank you.